Guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have a video on quarter earnings. Basically just a short and breakdown on what they are from a guy that has like no subscribers on YouTube and like a brush on trading, I guess. But regardless of that, I'm just gonna break it down. First, what is quarter earnings? Like, what is that? Quarter earnings are just when companies tell what they've made and how much they how much they made and like their performance on the stock itself slash company. They typically share EPS, revenue, and insight on where they think the company will go or how it will grow. Now you might be saying, like, again, why is that important? Like, why would I care, right? Well, if you own a share of the stock, well, I would kind of be concerned because, like, imagine like the company saying, yeah, we're not doing so well this quarter. People typically sell on that news, like, very frequently. So I would just keep touch on every quarter. But there's also other ways to make money on quarter earnings, which is quarter tradings. Basically, you just trade options on the stock for the day of the earnings. Now, an earning is every 3 months, but it has a specific day that tells you when they'll do their earnings. Again, look at the contracts video, you'll probably figure out what I'm saying, but I'll just do a small little breakdown. Remember that contracts have an expiration date. When it comes to that expiration date, the contract is essentially useless, unless it's SPY, because SPY is very, like, interval. But for, like, individual companies, they typically are, like, week contracts or 2-week contracts. And, like, the higher the contract, or the longer the contract, the less money you will lose every day, because it has value to it. Like, time is that ass, like, money. Like, you lose money every time. On options for quarter earnings, when the day comes of the earnings, that contract will sporadically move because it either goes up or down. Now, you can use this to your advantage doing a deep dive, which is essentially a DD. It's kind of weird, but it's what people use as the term. A DD, you just look into the stock and say, okay, well, I think the stock is very promising this quarter. So you've checked on, like, the recent relevant news up to the 3 months leading to the quarter earnings.
Ma'am! As you make this a straight.
Airball, I don't know. That shit was kind of whack. But you use the 3 months that you learned of the company and you apply that to, like, basically the theory, right? You're like, okay, it's going to go up or down. Now, if your company shows promise, like Nvidia, right? Like, I would say Nvidia is probably the most prominent one. I would say it beats on EPS and on revenue, because these are the two things that typically the stock holder will look at and say, okay, does it deserve to go higher or lower? That is the two things, revenue and EPS. These two things are literally the most important thing. But if they both beat, typically the stock goes up, right? But if one misses, typically the stock goes down. Now, Nvidia, again, great example. They typically do double beats, and, like, they'll either stay at where they're at, like last quarter, or they'll go high to the moon. A stock that I wouldn't really choose to do options would be Tesla, just to the fact being Tesla is so unpredictable. It truly is. It's terrible. It's a terrible stock. Like, last quarter, it made no money. Like, I think it was down 50% on revenue, and on EPS, it did, like, lose 40% down. It was the worst thing ever. I'll have it on screen. But you know what happened? They bought Tesla regardless. Yo, these Tesla owners, I swear, bro, they will die for Tesla, bro. Like, if you go on Reddit, and, like, you could probably see, like, a blog chain just of, like, glazing on Tesla and Tesla stock. Like, bro, you know how many times I've lost money to puts on Tesla? It's way too much to count. Like, I swear, like, freaking Tesla could, like, bomb a little country and they'd still make money, bro. Like, I swear, it's like, why? Literally, why Tesla? But other than my random Tesla, I would not do Tesla. I would just choose, like, a really traditional stock that does, like, earnings. If you're unsure of the day of when an earning is, I'm gonna put on screen Earnings Hub. this literally tells you the day and like when they do their earnings, before opening or after close. So before opening is before the market opens. They tell you the numbers. You can basically like buy a contract on Friday, right? And then like sell the contract on Monday when they do their earnings before opening, and you can sell it right there and make a pretty okay profit, although you are still accountable for the 2 days that you lost. So Saturday and Sunday, your contract does devalue. um if you want to do like a really good contract, I would try finding on Tuesday or Wednesday to buy an option, or to buy a contract on calls or puts on like the companies on those days. So like on the 29th of July, there's Spotify, PayPal, UPS. It's all here, but I'll just put it on screen. But you can like do it on those days. And then there's more. Again, I'm not gonna go through the whole list. I'm just telling you that those are the best days, right? Because they're in the middle of the day or like towards the beginning, and so your contract doesn't lose as much value. Because if it's after close, then you have to like sell the contract the next day. You're not allowed to do it during the same day when the market's closed. That's just not allowed. Now, that is the why you would do this and why this is sort of important. Um, that's basically what I got. I mean, it's kind of like gambling, as I said, but like when there's no risk, like is there really a reward? You know what I'm saying? Again, I do this on Robinhood, so if you use any other brokerage, I can't really help you, but I do it on Robinhood. It's just literally, it's so easy. Like, it's tap of my finger, like I buy a contract, and I'm like, I just pray to God. Um, but yeah, I guess that's it for today's video. Please tell me like how I did, and if you want to see something else, change of pace. That's it. Tell me if my editing was good, you know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.